Thus, in the previous session, we have learned about in the types of warehouses, private warehouse, public warehouse, government warehouse, bonded warehouse, and also public warehouse, isn't it? So here now we are going to continue the same type of warehouses, that is institutional warehouse and distribution warehouse. In this institutional warehouse, different types of institutions, they will have their warehouse according to their different operations. For example, bank and railways. See, they will store their goods and also they will store according to their usage. For example, various type of transport agencies also maintain the warehouses for storing their goods, and also they will dispatch and receive the goods according to their needs. These type of institutional warehouses are near the main roads. These types of warehouses are in the main roads. So in the busy area only these type of warehouses are available in the busy area. Next one is distribution center warehouse. These type of warehouses, it is temporarily it was stored. In the distribution warehouses, the goods are stored one or 2 days for their they will get the goods and they will send to other offices or the customers, and who are all going to do this distribution center warehouse? The manufacturers and wholesalers, they are going to establish this distribution center warehouse, because in 1 or 2 days they are going to safeguard the goods, and then the goods will be passed on to the concerned person. So the goods will be deliverable in 1 or 2 days. For that, they are having the distribution center warehousing. So whatever the goods pass on to other third person, goods will be stored there. So next let us move on to the general on the basis of commodities. On the basis of commodity store, next one is general warehouse. General warehouse. See, in this general warehouse, here the goods, they are ordinary warehouse. This is an ordinary warehouse which are useful for storing most of the dry food grains. Dry food grains. What are all the examples of dry food grains? See, tell me the example of dry food grains. And lot of food grains, that is paddy. All the food grains, dry food grains, all the eatable will come under the category of food grains. Then different kinds of varieties of fertilizer. So to prevent, for what reason they are protecting this general warehouse, all these food grains, to protect them, protect from the insect, rats. So the protective measures can be undertaken in the general warehouse. So the protective measures against rat, insect, etc. are undertaken by the general warehouse. According to that, see, because so many millions and million tons of goods, food grains will be wasted because of the sewer rats, isn't it? So we have to preserve the goods so that only we can avoid the wastage. Then let us move on to the special commodities. Special commodity storage. General commodity, special commodity. Under the category of special commodity, what are all the commodities will come? Tobacco, and then all the preservative items. Tobacco, then wool, cotton. How to preserve all this commodity? Special commodity. Special commodity warehouse. Here these warehouses are constructed for storing the specific type of goods. What are all the specific type of goods, you can tell me? Tobacco, cotton, then next one is wool, because to reduce the loss of quality and also quantity to the great extent. So next one is storage of petrol. For storage of petrol, already we have seen, we have to store the petrol in a special tank, isn't it? So storage of petrol in a special tank, and we have to store the molasses in the special tank. What are remaining oils? All the oils want to store in a vertical cylindrical storage. We have to store in a cylindrical storage. So these are all coming under special commodity warehouse. Next, let us move on to the cold storage and refrigerated warehouse. Cold storage and refrigerated warehouse. In that commodity, in the cold storage, what are all the things we will store? All the perishable items such as fruits, flowers, then lot of fruits, flowers, eggs, vegetables, egg, fish. So these are all coming under perishable items. So goods are transported in refrigerated containers. These are stored in refrigerated warehouse. These warehouses are used for storing the perishable goods. So what are all the goods we are storing in the cold storage? Vegetable, fruits, flowers, eggs, fish, meat. So these are all want to store in a cold storage warehouse. Why we are storing in a cold storage? Without a deterioration. Without the deterioration. Without a deterioration. Because if there is a deterioration in the quality, it can be available. If there is any deterioration, means it is useless. It will become a useless commodity. So we must preserve. It can be made available throughout the year. So throughout the year, we have to send the product to the consumer, so that we are preserving with the preservative measures, so that we are storing in a cold storage. Next, we are going to learn climate controlled warehouse. In the climate controlled warehouse, here in this warehouse, the controlled climate environment can reduce the rate of metabolism in fruits. Metabolism means what? It will become waste. Reduce the metabolism. So it will spoil the goods. So that depending upon the climatical conditions, we have to store the goods, store the products, fruits and vegetables. We have to give the humidity control. Humidity control. So we should not use more humidity and we should not use the less humidity. So as per the whatever the required humidity, we have to give to that particular product. Otherwise it will spoil the metabolism. Means what? All the fungus will form. It will become the waste product. Humidity control environment, we have to store the product. For the delicate product such as flowers, dirt-free facilities in these warehouses. We have to preserve the warehouse in the dirt-free, without any filth. Filth means what? Without any dust. We have to preserve this warehouse without any filth. Filth means what? Dust. Without dust, we have to preserve all these commodities. Why? We have to give the particular humidity. Then only the product will not get deteriorated, will not get spoiled. Then we can distribute to the consumer throughout the year. Next, let us move on to the functions of warehousing. Functions of warehouse you can see. Now let's move on to the before functions of warehouse. Let us move on to the automated warehousing. See, one thing alone we left out. In this automated warehousing, facilities of handling the machines are where we can handle 100 kilotons of measures, isn't it? So everything will be automized, mechanized. So automated warehouses facilities to handle several hundreds of kilograms of product at a same time. So it will inside the warehouses there is a protective inside the warehouses physical distribution of goods will be carried out through the machine. So they have to invest a large amount and they have to invest the huge investment. For that they need huge investment and they will implement the lot of latest technology so that they can get a more turnover, large turnover. So warehouse automations does more than just make our employees more work. It will do more work and it will make our employees job easier. So the benefits are passed to the customers in number of ways, isn't it? So more efficient in warehousing. So because of the automation, the errors and damages, discounts, everything will be, no, we can't find out the error, we can't find out the discounting. So that what will happen? Because of that reason, orders are fulfilled more accurately. So automation warehouses reduce the overhead of the warehouse. So automated warehouses reduce the warehouse labor and also overhead. So this is the about automated warehouse. Let us move on to the functions of store warehouse. In that one, first function is storage. So why we are storing the goods? There is a time gap between the production and the consumption, isn't it? Already I have told you. There is a time gap between the production and the consumption. So we have to preserve the product. Why we are preserving the product? We have to preserve the product to supply the product at a right time, at a right place. To supply the product in a right place at the right time. For that reason, we are storing the goods. Next one is price stabilization. Next, let us move on to price stabilization. Warehouse ensures the price stabilization by supplying the goods as and when demand. When they will supply the goods, ensure the price. What is the meaning? That is, whenever we need the goods, we can get the product. So always throughout the year the product will be available. So it will act as a cushion for the fluctuation of price. And whenever we need the commodity is available throughout the year and the price will be stable, because if there is a demand, demand is more, the price will be increased. In economics you have studied, isn't it? If there is a less demand, the price, what is the price? It will be reduced. So all throughout the year the product is available, the price also will be very stable. Then let us move on to the business equal demand and supply. Storing the goods, warehouses equalizes the demand and supply. How? It is the storing the goods throughout the year. Whenever there is no demand, they are storing the goods. When there is a demand, they are releasing the goods, so that the customer can get the goods during the off-season period. If suppose the goods is not seasonable goods will be get during the off-season periods. So that is called equal demand and supply. There is, we can throughout, because of the warehouse, we can get the price equilibrium. The price will be in an equilibrium because of warehouse. There is no increase in demand and there is no decrease in demand, supply. Then business finance. See, because the warehouse receipt based on the goods deposited in the warehouse, the depositor money because we can show the warehouse receipt and we can get the loan from the bank. So the assurance, the finance will be provided by the warehouse. Then risk bearing. So in case of any damages, the goods will be lost. The warehouse keeper will bear the risk of the loss of the goods, so that the risk will be covered, because whatever the goods we have stored in the warehouse, that goods value of the goods will be given by the warehouse keeper. So the risk bearing also, the risk also covered in the warehouse. Then let us move on to the preparation for sale, widening the marketing area, value added service. Next, let us move on to preparation for sale. So the modern warehousing facilitates sorting, packing, labeling, all these grading facilities, these are all the things preparation for sale, so that it will be suitable for marketing purpose. So because of that, for marketing, to get the customer will get the suitable goods for sale, isn't it? So the goods, hence the warehousing is needed for making the goods suitable for sale. So making the goods suitable for marketing, because of sorting the product, packing the product, labeling, making the goods suitable for sale. Then widening the market area. So the customer sell the goods in the different area. Where there is a more demand, they can have the customer, the manufacturer can have a branch in that area, where a branch warehouse, or else he can have a rental warehouse, because to widen the market area. So market area for that particular product. Then break the bulk, whatever, break the bulk, it is not in your book, that is plant. For example, whatever the goods we are producing, we are not going to get the same, as it is we are not going to receive, isn't it? So dividing the bulk, see 20, 25 kilo, 20 kilo, or else 100 kilo, we are going to store the goods in the warehouse. So for what we will do, we will divide that into 100 kg, 200 kg, then 50 kg. So depending upon the customer requirement, we will divide the product. That is called dividing the bulk quantity of goods into the small quantity into different clients. So different client will ask different quantity. So as per the client requirement, we can divide the product. So that is the one of the function of break the bulk, is one of the function in the warehouse. Next, let us see the value added service. Let's move on to next function, value added service. This value added service in warehouse, this also provides certain value added service. What are all the value we are adding? We are mixing some flavors, grading according to the rate, or standard we are packing, and in the warehouse only we are labeling the goods. So sometimes goods are repacked and relabeled again in the time of inspection by the prospective buyers. They will come and another one thing, one customer order for specified goods, isn't it? So those customer can be collected from the each and every customer. The mixing and this grading, packing, labeling will be varied. See, for example, plant A we are producing one goods, plant B we are producing, plant C we are producing one goods. All these goods will be assembled here in the product A. Product, all the A, B, C, D, everything we have assembled here. It will bring it as a new product, we can assemble a new product D. So A, B, C, D, all the product which we have shown in here, all these goods, it would be linking in the particular warehouse. So it will be linked with the particular warehouse, isn't it? So we have to repack and relabel. Customer W will ask all A, B, C, D in the different kinds of labeling, mixing, packing and grading. So customer X will ask different kinds of grading. He want to change the label. He want to change the packing. Different product, different proportion they will ask as per their demand. We have to give. That is called transit in mixing. So customer Y will ask A, B, C in the quantity. As per the mixing and grading, packing, labeling will be vary from each customer to each customer. So that we have to repack and relabel that with different customer as per the customer's demand. So these are all the things we are doing in the warehouse. Let us move on to the advantages and disadvantages of warehouse. Let's see the advantages. First advantages is safeguard the stock, safeguard of stock. So it safeguard the stock of merchants who do not have storing place. And the next one is warehouse reduce the distribution cost of traders by storing bulk, and then they can get the warehouse owner will allow them to take small lots to his shop. And next one is it will reduce the work of, it will give importance to the channel of distribution. So it helps in selection of channel of distribution. The producer will prefer whether to appoint a wholesaler or retailer. So because the availability of warehouse, the producer will prefer whether to appoint a wholesaler or a retailer. So because he wants to store lot of bulk product means they have to appoint a wholesaler, isn't it? To all the goods will be stored in a warehouse and then it will move on to the retailer. And because of warehouse there is a continuous sale. We should not have the we don't want to put out of stock. See, there is no stock. We can avoid that is out of stock. The stock is not available. See, it assists in maintaining the continuous sales and avoids the possibility of out of stock position. So it avoids the possibility of out of stock position, and because of the warehouse, so everybody will, skilled labor and unskilled labor, everybody will come into the employment and they are improving their standard of life. So here once again let us see advantages. It safeguard the stock of merchants who do not have storing place. Next one, warehouse reduces the distribution cost of traders by storing the goods in bulk and allow the traders to take the small lot to his shop. Then the warehouse it will help in selection of channel of distribution. The producer will prefer whether to appoint a wholesaler or retailer, and it will avoid the out of stock it will avoid the possibilities of out of stock, because we are storing the goods in off season also we can get the goods immediately. So there is a continuous sales is available because of warehouse, and because of warehouse it creates employment opportunity for both skilled and unskilled labor. Through this they are getting their life standard of living will be improved. Let us move on to the disadvantages. Next one is disadvantages. There are no adequate transport facilities between the place of production and between the place of consumption, and lack of storage facilities such as for different commodities such as perishable commodities and non-perishable commodities. And there is lot of complicated formalities are there to fill up the forms, everything. Because of the complicated formalities, illiterate and uneducated people are feeling very difficult to have a warehousing facilities. And also some producers are feeling very difficult of barcoding functions. So because of barcoding technology, few producers are avoiding the warehousing facility. And also unavoidable delay, it leads the owner. So unavoidable delay in the finance. For unavoidable delay for obtaining financial assistance may cause loss to the owner of the goods. So these are all the disadvantages. Next, let us move on to the warehouse warrant, warehouse receipt. What is the difference between warehouse warrant? What are all the documents we need? Everything we are going to learn. Then let us move on to warehousing documents. To deal with this, the following documents are used in connection with the warehousing. First one is warehouse warrant. This is a document issued in favor of the owner or depositor of goods by the warehouse keeper. It is issued in favor of the owner or depositor by the warehouse keeper. This is a document of title of goods. This is considered as a document of title of goods, and to transfer this warehouse warrant with a simple endorsement. What is meant by simple endorsement means we can sign the backside of the warehouse warrant, we can change the warehouse warrant to the next person. Like check, we can transfer this warehouse warrant to the next, to whom want to give money, that person we can give this warehouse warrant, and we can get the loan from the bank, that we will see in later. So all the goods, if we have to transfer all the goods from the warehouse to the delivery place, it is mandatory to get the warehouse warrant. Along with by showing the warehouse warrant, we can get the delivery of the goods, to transfer all the goods. If only we are going to transfer the part of the goods which is available in the warehouse, see, we need the warehouse warrant accompanied by the delivery order. So this is all about warehouse warrant. Then let us move on to the warehouse receipt. So this is also a document issued by the warehouse keeper, which it is an acknowledgement, the receipt of goods from the depositor, those who are having the depositor of goods. This is a receipt of goods from the depositor of goods. So this is the acknowledgement of receipt of goods, which acknowledges that the goods are in the warehouse safely. So it shows the agreement of existence in the goods are in the warehouse. So it also shows the existence of an agreement to keep the goods in the warehouse subject to certain conditions. So here in this case we will endorse the warehouse warrant, whereas in the warehouse receipt it is not transferable. It is not a title of deed also. It is not title of deed, and also it is not transferable. So this is all about the warehousing document. Lot of documents are there. Doc warrant and also doc receipt, delivery order. Delivery order we have seen. Just want to show what are all the goods. We are taking the goods from the warehouse. For that we need evidence. We have to show the delivery order to the warehouse keeper. Then only they will release the goods to us. So that is the delivery order. So remaining let us see in the next class. Thank you girls.